all district selection, as well as a first team academic all-state selection. Trey is off to Texas A&M, where he will study biomedical engineering. Trey, thank you for everything. Next up is Carson Addison. Carson was a junior this year. Carson primarily played at the tackle position for us. Carson works tirelessly on his craft, always trying to take different skills that we work on in Indy and try to take them into group work like inside runner team. I never had a doubt that when Carson was on the field, effort would be a question. Carson, thank you for all your hard work this year, and I'm looking forward to see what you're doing your senior year. Thank you, Carson. Next up is Matthew Haben. So Haben's a senior. He's a guy, again, you can play him at nose or tackle, pretty versatile as far as that goes. He's a guy with a good get-off and enough size to give his opponents fits. Haben was real good about putting himself in position to make a play. He's a very hard worker for this defensive group. Haben finished with 15 tackles, 1 sack, 1 quarterback pressure. He is an academic all-district selection and a second-team academic all-state selection. Matthew's off to Texas A&M as well, where he will study aerospace engineering. Thank you, Hayden, for everything. All right, next up is Andrew Davis. Andrew was a junior this year, so we're fortunate enough to get him back another year. He played tackle for us. I consider myself very lucky to coach you, Andrew. Not because you're one of my guys, but because you almost wasn't. So, we started off, you were playing offense very early on in the year, and you made the jump over to defense. I couldn't tell you how excited I was. I liked the skills that you brought. I knew you were strong, so I figured you'd be pretty good with your hands. I knew you could move, so I thought you would be a good fit to how we play defense here. I wasn't sure, but I really hoped you'd be smart and have a high football IQ, seeing how your brother would hate. Well, as you got more and more reps, you began to get more comfortable with defensive line. And you showed me, as long as with everybody else who watched us, that you were all those things that I thought, and you would turn out to be a lot more. Thank you for making the switch to defense, and thank you for all your hard work. Andrew Davis. Next up is Jared Durrett. Durrett's a junior this year, played almost primarily at the tackle position. Another guy who came over from the offense pretty early in the year. Durrett, you're a guy who gave this group some size, some explosiveness, and you proved to be a guy who played with a great motor. I thought you fit right in with what we wanted to do defensively. You caught on pretty quickly to the technique that you needed to use. You ended up playing a huge role for this group up front, as you would tally 36 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 quarterback pressure. Jared, you're an honorable mention defensive line selection. And I can't thank you enough for a great year. Thank you, Jared. So next up is Lito Perez. Lito was a junior this year. Lito played primarily nose. We'll play nose moving forward. When I see Lito on the football field, I see a guy who plays hungry. You're always flying around and always around the ball. Lito, you're a lot of things other than that too. You're smart, you're quick, you're elusive to a point, you're very hard to block. You do so many things well. If you aren't making a play, you're probably freeing up one of your teammates so that they can make the play. Lito, you're the type of player that all coaches want. I'm very lucky to have the opportunity to coach you. Thank you, Lito. I look forward to seeing what you can accomplish next year. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, Daniel Groby. Groby was a senior this year. Groby played the 4 technique for us. Groby, you are one of the top 2 best players that I've ever had the opportunity to coach. As you stand next to me, everybody can see some of your physical gifts. But in my opinion, it's the intellectual and the personality that makes you a rare breed. You are always focused on the task at hand, never joking around or caught up in a side conversation. You are very detail-oriented and task-driven. Your intensity is undeniable. Your drive to be the best at whatever you are doing is a trait that I believe sets you apart from everyone else. Your strive for perfection is relentless. Groby, you are a first-team all-district selection. You recorded 29 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 caused fumbles, 2 quarterback pressures. You're also an academic all-district selection. Groby, you are truly a very special young man. The impact you have made on this team and on this program is very much appreciated, but the impact you have made on me is forever lasting. Groby is off to go to Air Force, where he will study business and play collegiate football. Thank you for everything, Groby. Thank you. All right. So, time for the Defensive Lineman of the Year award. At the start of the 2020 season, this is a guy who I think all the coaches figured would be pretty good. Like when you say his name, you think, okay, pretty good player. But I don't think nobody knew the impact that this guy would have. This guy blew right past expectations, resetting the bar for his senior season. This guy's kind of like the quarterback for us up front. He knows what every defensive lineman is doing. His physical measurements, things like height, weight, stuff like that, they don't blow you away. But the way he plays the game evens the playing field. He is a tough, scrappy player with a huge heart. This year, he totaled 44 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, and 1 quarterback pressure. This guy is a first-team all-district selection, along with an academic all-district selection. When you talk about the 2020 Tom Ball Memorial Defense, in my opinion, you start with this guy. The Defensive Lineman of the Year is Lito Perez.
All right, offensive line. And Coach Wiseman.
All right, and now for the bulk of your program, 14 players, offensive line, a ton of seniors. First off, I'd like to say thank you to the parents of the student athletes. It has been an absolute privilege and honor to coach your sons over these past 4 years. They were a phenomenal group of men and tons of fun to be around every single day. As an offensive lineman, we don't necessarily get a stat to put down in the record books, but we have a saying here at TMHS: control the line, control the game, and it rang true throughout the season. We set records for offense, not only for the school, but for the state of Texas all time. We ran the ball for an eye-popping 4,541 yards, ran in 55 touchdowns, 11 two-point conversions, and had an average of 8.1 yards per carry, all of which are school records. We had 2 1,000-yard rushers in the same season, first time in school history. We finished with the 13th highest scoring offense in 6A Texas high school football history. And most importantly, we carried the title of undefeated district champions for the first time in school history. This group was special, very, very special. We started 8 different starting 5s in 12 games. Nearly all contributed in some way on the field every week. When you watched the game with Tom Memorial, I hope that you saw an extremely physical team up front who would bully you from start to finish. That is the attitude that this group had in nearly every practicing game that we had. I could not be more proud of them. Now, to introduce them individually, and we'll start with the juniors. Great, AJ Crease. Somehow, AJ is still growing. He started 7 games for us this year and battled through injuries throughout. He was an extremely physical presence on the field, and we are excited to get him back for 1 more year. His play on the field earned him a spot as a 15-6A second-team all-district tackle, AJ Crease. Roberts. Tucker was our heavy package tight end. It made the rest of our group jealous that he was able to call himself that. He did an awesome job filling in gaps when we had them, and even started a game for us at tackle this year, along with being our short snapper for our field goal unit. He was also named a 15-6A academic all-district selection. We are really excited to have him for one more year, Tucker Roberts. Josiah Rodriguez. Our last junior is Josiah. Josiah started 8 games for us at left tackle this year as he battled through some illnesses. Strong, reliable, Josiah was a very important player for our unit. He was named 15-6A second team all-district tackle, and we can't wait to see his senior season. Josiah Rodriguez. Seniors, Justin Anthony. Justin is an extremely unselfish player, did whatever was asked of him this season. He helped us prepare our defense for opposing offenses and was always fully engaged in what we were doing. Justin was also a key component of our PAT team, as he was one of our wings responsible for stopping everyone off the edge. He always gave maximum effort on and off the field, which has earned him the honor of being named 15-6A academic all-district selection, as well as second team THSCA academic all-state, a tremendous accomplishment. He is off to the University of Oklahoma, where he will be studying mechanical engineering. Justin Angel. Cameron Carolla. Cameron is a 2-year starter for us at right guard, and his experience really paid off. Athletic and physical, he was able to put together a heck of a season for us up front, and was our best puller of the line. You could oftentimes see him pulling around and crushing linebackers as he led our running backs through the hole. He was a first-team 15-6A guard for his efforts in the trenches this year. We are sad to see him go, but he is off to Lone Star to get his pilot's license. Cameron Carolla. Cameron Cook. Oh, gosh. Okay. Cookie is another 2-year starter for us at TMHS. Rocking the mold this year, he was able to put together an impressive campaign as the center of our line. He was also the leader, as others would look up to him when things were riding the highs and lows. He was a huge asset to our team with his knowledge, experience, and play over his time here. He was named first team 15-6A center, as only one was voted and chosen, and it makes him a 2-time first team all-district selection in consecutive years. He is off to Blinn to study business. Cameron Cook. Weston Harris. Weston was our filling guy whenever and wherever we needed him. He was always eager to get on the field and was an extremely valuable member of our group. He was a tremendous program player for us, and we were thankful for everything he did to contribute to the team. Not only was he valuable on the field, but he was also named 15-6A academic all-district and honorable mention THSCA academic all-state, another great accomplishment. He is off to A&M to study construction science. Weston Harris. Jacob Lamb. Jacob was another great program young man who was eager to help whenever and wherever needed. Arguably the most athletic offensive lineman we had. He was invaluable in showing looks to us and to our defense. He helped prepare for our defense for opposing offenses and was always fully engaged in what we were doing. Jacob was the other key component of our PAT team, as he was one of our other wings stopping everyone off the edge. He always gave maximum effort, and he was named 15-6A academic all-district selection. He's off to Lone Star, and he is currently undecided. Jacob Lamb. Scott Luzo. All right, Scott was unfortunately injured during our speed and power camp this summer. He was unable to actually put pads on and play football, but he still made an effort to be at every practice, game, and meeting. He was tremendously committed to our program, and we are thankful that he had the opportunity to be a part despite his injury. He is off to Texas A&M Galveston, where he is going to study marine biology. Scott Luzman. Jacob Munger. Okay, when I say that versatility is key to an offensive lineman, I mean it. Jacob Munger was our Swiss Army knife this year, starting 7 games at all 5 spots. He was a key cog that kept this offense rolling. It is absolutely invaluable when a kid can move from one position to another seamlessly in the middle of a game. His efforts on the field earned him the honor of being selected as honorable mention 15-6A offensive lineman. His efforts in the classroom also earned him the honors of being 15-6A academic all-district selection, as well as honorable mention THSCA academic all-state, all outstanding accomplishments. Jacob is off to Texas State, where he's off to study finance. Jacob Bumper. And last but not least, Brock Sanford. Brock was another great program player for us. Continuously stepped in where we needed him and was part of our heavy packages near the goal line. His efforts on the field were matched with his efforts in the classroom, earning him the honor of being named to the 15-6A academic all-district team, as well as honorable mention THSCA academic all-state. Brock is off to A&M to study ag science. Brock Sanford. Okay. And our offensive lineman of the year, plain and simple,